Hello folks, and welcome to the channel, or welcome back. And in this episode we're going to work on this little funny motorbike. It's a little bike built in the 1980s by Italjet, which is an Italian company. And the model we're talking about is a skipper, and not too many of these have been built, and I really have doubts if they were ever used in the US or Australia or anywhere else than in Europe. It is fitted with a typical Honda 125cc four-stroke engine, and it's an overhead camshaft type number 2. Nothing really special on an engine like this. This is pretty straightforward. It has no injection. In fact, it has a carburetor all the way in the back, and we have a closer look in a few minutes. And it doesn't have an electrical starter because we will have to use the Kickstarter to get it going. It almost looks like a beach bike with these very fat tires. The brakes on this bike are very basic. They are actually drum brakes, both in the front and in the back. So I think this bike has been assembled from many different parts of other bikes. And now you probably wonder, well, Steve, that's all fine, but what's the problem with this bike? Well, this bike has a problem that when it's cold, I can get it started. It runs smoothly. But after about 3 to 4 minutes, the engine stalls, and after that, you can't get it started again for at least half an hour to an hour, and then you can start it again. The owner took this little bike to a Yamaha, a Honda, and a Suzuki dealership, and none of them was willing to work on it. And that is why he came to me, because that's the kind of stuff I like. Things that nobody else wants to put their hands on, I love to work on it. So let's start. Okay, so let's turn on the fuel. It should be here in the back. So now I placed it in the on position. It's kind of interesting because I think the dials here and actually the contact key says Honda on it. So let's turn it on. You can see it's right now in neutral. So let's see if we can get this baby started. All right. So that runs from the first kick. I'm going to let it run now, and we'll see when it stops. I did speed up the video a bit so I don't waste your time watching it for 2 minutes running this bike. But the lapse time on this is exactly 2 minutes and a little bit. And at that time, the engine started to act up a little bit. I'm not sure what this is, but it almost feels like it's kind of a fuel shortage. And there it stops. To me, this sounds like it's running out of fuel. Or maybe it's the ignition. It just stopped, so normally I should be able to get it started. The engine stalls after 3 to 4 minutes, and it stalls in a very specific way. It starts losing power, the RPMs are going up and down. If I give some throttle, it cannot keep up the throttle. So that to me indicates most likely a fuel problem, be it either the feeding to the carburetor or a carburetor issue. I don't think we have an ignition issue, but I don't want to exclude it. A simple engine like this only requires 3 things. That is compression, that is ignition at the right time, and that is air and fuel mixture. Now the air and fuel mixture comes through a carburetor and a gas tank, so maybe we have a vacuum lock on the gas tank, or maybe the carb is polluted, but it might as well be an ignition problem because maybe the ignition oil gets too warm and then it starts to behave erratic because, by the way, this bike is using a magneto for the ignition together with a small CDI. So now we need to figure all that out, what this is. So the first thing we're going to need is actually compression. So if we want to check the compression, then we might as well remove the spark plug and then put a compression meter up. And here we have the compression meter, which we just will connect. And then we can just try to crank the engine, and we should see some compression coming up on the dial. I'm just going to kickstart it, and then we'll see. Oops, and how much did we got? Well, we got compression about 6 to 7 kilograms. This was without full throttle, so that is good. So compression is not going to be the issue. If you have no compression meter, then still remove the spark plug and push the Kickstarter, and you can see the engine turns around very easily. You don't need a lot of force on the Kickstarter. Put the spark plug back and then try the same thing, and you should feel a lot of resistance. So that would indicate that you got some pretty good compression. Now, I have done this on this bike when it's cold and after it failed, and the resistance on the Kickstarter is about the same. So I don't think we have a compression issue whatsoever. So for now, I'm going to put the compression problem aside. Let me show you on the Kickstarter with the spark plug in. And this is a lot more tough to rotate it, so we do have compression. So the bike has now cooled down, and normally it should now start. But before I start it, I'm going to put a looking glass on the spark plug. A pretty handy tool. It costs you about $5 to $6, but it will give us a pretty good indication to see if it is actually the ignition which is failing or not. So let's hook that up. This is our little looking glass, and it's really nothing more than a bulb inside, which we're going to connect to the spark plug and then start it up. And that should give us some light. Now on this side, I need to tape it up because the pin doesn't fit properly. So let me tape that up so it stays nicely in place. So we have no reason to suspect this part, right? I'm going to hold it against the frame because I don't want it to sit on the exhaust pipe. That would not be a good idea. So I'm going to try to crank up the bike, and then we keep an eye on the light there. And then at the moment the bike fails, we should see changes on the light. So I'm going to let it run now and then see what the light does when it starts having a problem or when it starts to stall. Now it begins. But you could see we still had the ignition light going on while the engine was having trouble. Now I won't be able to start, but let's see if I try to start, if we still see the light coming up. Let me try to kickstart it, and we'll see. Yeah, I got the light and the bike almost started, but it's hard to get it started. But you see, we do have ignition. So far, we have compression. We have apparently ignition, because we could see that on the little lamp, but of course that doesn't mean that it's the right time. But as it starts properly normally, I don't suspect that there is a problem with that ignition running off, but it's still a possibility, but I don't think so. It should not stop like this. So the next thing to check is the fuel. Now the gas tank is supposed to have a vent. And if the vent is locked, then we are going to get vacuum inside the gas tank when the fuel is drained into the carburetor while it's been consumed. And that can actually stop the fuel getting into the carb, because remember, this bike has no fuel pump. It is just pure gravity-driven fuel. So let's disconnect the fuel pipe and then see if it's dripping properly or not. And also let us check the vent. That's the valve on the gas tank, which I just closed. And this is the hose which is going to the carburetor. And on the side, I've noticed we have a small fuel filter. So I'm going to disconnect the hose on the carb and then see how this is dripping. So there is the hose and the clamp. So here's our fuel filter, and if I look on this, it's mounted in the wrong direction. There's always an indicator on a fuel filter. There's a little arrow here pointing that way, so the fuel filter is mounted in the wrong direction. That's something we'll have to correct, but also I see no fuel coming out of it right now. So let me open up the valve and then see if we get fuel coming through the filter or not. So now it's open. See how slowly the fuel gets in? How slowly it drips at the bottom? All right, so let me move that to the open position and see. Open. Reserve, nothing, absolutely nothing. So there's no fuel coming out of this gas tank. Now I'm going to open up the cap on the gas tank, and maybe we can see the issue here. So let me remove the cap, and then we see if it starts to run, and then we know what the issue is. Whoops, there we go. We have no vent on the cap. Problem is solved on this bike. So the problem on this bike was nothing more than a vacuum lock on the gas tank. The vent is not open, or the cap does not provide ventilation, and that's when you get this kind of a problem. Also, the filter is in the wrong direction, but that's a minor thing. I will swap that around. In fact, I will probably put up a new filter, and then we're going to give it another try. And I will keep the cap removed, and then we'll see how it goes. Look, people put clamps up, but then on the filter they have no clamps. You know, it's kind of insane, isn't it? So this is the way the filter is supposed to be installed, because we got this arrow on here. Now, I may blow out debris if I turn it around now. I don't have a spare one, so I'm going to blow it out with the compressor a bit. So if any debris is inside the filter, it will now fly out. But I don't see much of debris inside. So we will hook it up, and then we will give it another shot. And I need to put some clamps up. Okay, let's open up the tank and see. I can already see fuel coming in, filling up the filter nicely and coming through properly. That should be enough to keep the engine running. If I actually close the gas tank, which I just did now, it will stop in a few seconds. Because it's going to create that vacuum lock. See, it's already getting less and less. And now it almost stops. And that's exactly what we see on the bike. All right, if I open it up again, it starts to run. I don't see any venting pipe on the gas tank, so typically that would happen through the cap here, but this cap is not venting at all. It really seals it off. And there is not much I can do about this, so we'll need to get another cap for this. But for now, I'm just going to run it up without the cap on it and see what it does. And I expect it will run like a champ. Let's see if we can get it started and if it keeps on running. And I hope it does. Well, that seems to be working just fine. Maybe I can put this tube up here and then we should be okay to drive with it. So I think this is now looking all right. So I'm going to put it back together and then do a couple of spins on the yard and see how it goes. And I still have to get a cap, of course, for the back. But I don't have one. That's something for tomorrow, most likely. I hope I can get a vented cap. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. So everything is back together. Now I'm going to a couple of spins around the courtyard and see how it goes. But I think it's going to be all right. All right, let's start it and give it a try. Rear brake is good, front brake is not that good. All right. So folks, that's the end of this video. We have fixed this little motorbike that nobody else wanted to fix. It was twice nothing. It was just a vacuum lock on the gas tank. So now I'm going to put my helmet on. I'm going to take it for a real spin on the road. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video, because there's still a bit of work on this bike. I still have to put a speedometer cable, a RPM meter cable up, and a few other small things that I have to adjust the brakes, and maybe the rear brake panel. It's a bit inward, so it would be better if it was a bit more outward.